Hi, in this video we're going to be discussing the differences between independent, dependent variables and the control group. So to start off with, we're going to have a simulated study, scientific study here. We're going to assume that someone is interested in studying how much fertilizer affects the amount grass will grow. In this study, we're going to have blue here representing the fertilizer, and in the first bin, it's going to be given 3 marks. Some random amount here that is preset. 2 are only going to have 2 marks, and in the third one they're only going to receive 1 dose of fertilizer. So each time we're going to receive less fertilizer. We're trying to tell if the fertilizer actually impacts the growth. On number 4 here, this is going to serve as our control group. It will receive no fertilizer. This is how much the grass would have grown if it didn't receive any fertilizer at all. This is an independent baseline, if you will, the ability to test what happens without the independent variable. So, when this comes into play, this particular study shows that for number 1, we had grass grows at varying heights. We'll darken these up a little bit so they're a little bit easier to see. Number 2, we had slightly less growth. And number 1, we had the least growth. In number 4, we still had some amount of growth. Number 4 tells you how much it would have grown without any fertilizer at all. These 3 iterations of the study, these 3 different pots or plants that receive the different amount of fertilizer show you the effect of the fertilizer as it compares back to the control group. Now, if we look at number 4 and number 3, the height of this imaginary study, grass, is roughly the same. Maybe number 3 didn't have enough to really make much of a difference. You had to get up to 2 doses or 3 doses before it really had an impact. Now, we'll talk about replications later in science, and you guys will get into that, but it's important to understand the independent variable is what you controlled. You put in X amount of fertilizer in each one of these. The dependent variable is what responded to the independent variable. So, the grass height is the dependent variable. It depends on how much fertilizer was added. The control group, you want to see what happens when you don't have any independent variable, when you don't have anything applied to the system. So no fertilizer, you still get this much grass growth. I hope this has helped clarify the independent variable, the dependent variable, and the control group. Thank you.